Hello everyone, my name is Emily. I am running Pastel Path. This is dedicated to Dimensional Tarot. Dimensional Tarot is the combination of Enneagram, which is a personality system, and tarot cards. We have our sun, moon, rising also as signs. Don't be afraid to like, share, subscribe as new content will be coming out. If you want to learn more about this form of tarot, then please check out that description box below. It contains blogs and social media and information regarding this newer form of tarot, which is again the combination of Enneagram and tarot. If you feel like learning more, you can also visit pastelpath.com or email me at hello@pastelpath.com if you want to engage. To begin, there are 9 points here in the Enneagram. I correlate them to 1 point using one tarot card. I also pull some overall energies using oracle cards. So I'm going to begin. We have a moon, a chakra, and a spirit totem. Under our moon energy, we have sovereignty, standing in your power, reigning supreme in your domain, coming into your power perhaps, finding it, finding your center, finding your balance, reigning with dignity over the things that which you can. This is elevating yourself and attempting to become more than maybe what you were allotted with. Next, in our chakra, we have our solar plexus. We have choice. We have free will, courage, willpower, and change. This is the ability for us to stand tall. Again, playing off this sovereignty, this energy, as we kind of stand, and maybe we're in a place where we're having to make choices, we're having to look at our power, how we interact with others, and where we stand, and what makes us feel empowered at the end of the day. We have the grizzly bear of power. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. There's a determination here. Maybe there's a situation that's causing you to look at yourself in a new way, in terms of what we give to situations, what we enable in situations. The first card we have here is the Peacemaker. The Peacemaker loves their putzing Sunday patterns. Their warm soups, their sweatpants. They're very gentle, very loving, very harmonious type. When the Peacemaker doesn't like to rock the boat. They can be overtaken a little bit with their own complacency. But we have fiery energy here held within the wands. The wands represent the fire sign. We have the 8 of wands. This is rapido, fast, vominos. Everybody, let's go. It is very quick, active energy. This crowns the top of our spread, so this energy permeates throughout. So there's something here that's activated the Peacemaker. Maybe something that's causing them to feel as if they must move, as if they must give something. Next, funny, we have the 8 of Pentacles. We move from the 8 of Wands to the 8 of Pentacles. So this is the Reformer next. The Reformer is kind of a moral center. They want to be a better version of themselves. Often it's kind of like our spiritual focus. They can get into systems that provide kind of a structure for learning about higher forms of truth. So there's been hard work and effort, something that has given us a light. Woohoo! We get the Devil in the helper slot, which is, I'm sorry, it shouldn't be funny, but it's a little bit funny, because the helper gives and gives and gives until it breaks. Because each part of these hearts learned long ago, there's something about them that is not loved. So these are each ego constructs to protect us from rejection, so we learn to engage into the world that is acceptable. So for the Peacemaker, they learned long ago, it's not me that's loved. It's the harmony I bring. It's not me that's loved in the reformer. It's the image I project. It's not me that's loved in the helper. It's what I do for others. And so they learn this false form of love, this false glorification, and they can pursue it. Give and give, especially in the helper's case. The helper will give and give and give until they break. And they don't understand why that giving doesn't feel good anymore. It normally feels so good to love and support those around me. But has the situation become enabling? Has it dislodged you from your own power here? Are you now faced with choices to restructure the self? Because we're coming to terms, maybe we're coming to face with, and the devil represents anything that binds us to a lower form of self. Addiction or bad habits, ways of projecting our own selves into the world, gambling or alcoholism or drugs or whatever it is that ails you. These things that prevent us from being our whole self. These are the things that bind us, and that is what I find represents the devil, because we're not being our true selves. And here, maybe we're coming to grips in the helper with an unhealthy helper. An unhealthy helper can sometimes veer into melodrama. They're connected to the four, so the four is very artistic, creative, bombastic, a little melodramatic, so they pull from that. So when the helper gets to this state where they've given so much that they do break, I mean, it's cards off the table, we're throwing everything to the wayside, you pick me up and save me. It can become a very intense period for the helper. There's different ways that they can, the rejection they feel because they're giving and no one appreciates that giving can make them feel so bad. But I feel more that you're coming to grips with this. Maybe there's something you're starting to see within yourself. Next, we have the achiever. The achiever holds the King of Swords. The King of Swords is the higher pursuit of knowledge, truth, honesty, justice. He reigns with diplomacy. He attempts to bring air sign energy, which is intellectualism and idealism, to the things that he does. So he reigns with truth as his crucible. So this is kind of, the achiever is wanting to move. The achiever is our most driven form of self. They learned long ago, it's not me that's loved, it's the image I kind of like the reformer, it's the image we portray to the world, and this image will be perfection. But they have a subtlety here where they built their armor based on their awards, on their accolades, and when they take this armor off, they can be an undeveloped child in some ways. They need the love, they need the nurturing, but it is this focus on the external which can kind of distracts them. Pursuing the award, pursuing the finances, pursuing the keeping up with the Kardashians can distract them. But with this King of Swords, there is a higher pursuit of truth. So I think here that we're attempting to cut away at something, to establish ourselves. Maybe this is our domain, our power, our sovereignty, our choice to change. But we have to grapple with an aspect of self. We have the Four of Pentacles next in the individualist slot. The individualist is the most melodramatic. They don't mean to be. They're just a highly creative, highly artistic, romantic soul. And so they live with a story, a narrative, a justification for why I am the way that I am. And they can get kind of caught up in this story of self. The Four of Pentacles represents... The Four of Pentacles, it can represent kind of a stinginess, a cleanness. Maybe there's here the devil influence, because the helper and the individualist connect, and it also has influence here from the Eight of Pentacles. So this is a grounded. So maybe we need to spend more time in nature, spend more time getting in touch with our body, getting in touch with ourselves, so that we can grapple with this change that's occurring. And something has lit you up, made you really recognize this need for change. There's the Knight of Swords here in the Investigator slot. The Investigator is the pursuit of truth, knowledge, and the deeper question as to why. They're the big dork within ourselves, so whatever it is that you nerd out about, that is this spot. We have the Knight of Swords here. The Knight is he is, especially the swords, it is courage, it is bravery, it is striking out and doing what is necessary. The Knight of Swords can be a little careless in some regard, because although they do represent the air sign, which is intellectualism and idealism, they can get a little haphazard, because they can be a little reckless. Not much as so as the Knight of Wands, but they still have that shoot first, ask questions later mentality to them. The cups and the earth signs would not be so prone to that. I mean, the water and the earth signs would not be so prone to that, but the Knight of Swords, especially when they feel they are in the right, are willing to make moves. We have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords represents kind of like an imposter syndrome to me. It represents, traditionally, when we get the Seven of Swords, it is deceit. It is a picture of a man carrying 7 swords in his hands, and he's trying to sneak away. He's trying to get away with all of these swords. And so when I see that Seven of Swords, often I do think imposter syndrome. I think of the ways in which we doubt ourselves. And the Loyalist here, which is this card that this represents, is full of doubt, unfortunately. So they can get kind of lost in the Loyalist can stay in situations they shouldn't be in for longer than they should because the faintest whisper of their heart says maybe, just maybe. If I forgive my lover one more time, they won't disappoint me. If I stay here for 6 more months, maybe they'll promote me. But sometimes they get it. They get the faintest whisper of their heart. And they get the job or they get the lover that cleans up their ways. And they get to whisper, I knew it. Because they had the determination, wherewithal, and resolve to see things that other people don't see. This conviction can be a double-edged sword. So I think here in this Seven of Swords, this imposter syndrome, maybe we're questioning ourselves deeply. Because to engage here at the devil and the helper means to question an aspect of self that is deeply, deeply held. Who am I without this giving? Who am I without this reservation or complacency or willing to take the back seat, willing to be the wallflower when there's something in your soul that speaks to wanting more? We have the Four of Cups. Next, in the Enthusiast slot. The Enthusiast is the most spontaneous part of our heart. They see the mountain, they see the river, they see the adventure, and they want to go on it. They can get a little caught in distracting themselves, doing thing after thing after thing, and not really engaging into what's going on. They're just distracting themselves. So they don't learn from these experiences, but they are brave enough to take them. I'm going to take a look here at the Challenger just because I'm curious. We have the Queen of Cups and the Challenger, beautiful card, representing a wholeness of and the Challenger. Yeah, this is a real good and interesting spread. But let me go back here to that Four of Cups. I was just curious on this Challenger. So the Four of Cups represents maybe a boredom and apathy. There's traditionally a person sitting down and the universe is presenting them cups in front of them. One is held by the universe, the other 3 are on the ground. And these represents the emotional ways in which we could engage into reality, all these opportunities, but yet we find ourselves discontent, not able to be happy. Maybe we're bored, but there represents something, a desire for more, a yearning for more, something different than what we have done. You're willing to work hard at this, whatever this thing is, because it grounds you, it centers you. There's some doubt, heavy doubt, maybe even fear of changing this aspect of self. but there's an empowerment as well. We find this with the Oracle cards, and I see it within the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is formidable, especially when paired with the Challenger. The Challenger is the champion of the underdog. They often had to pick up a heavy suit of armor from a young age and protect themselves. And then in this, they see the innocence and the vulnerability of others, and they fight for them. They are a glutton for punishment. They can take incredible tribulation from the universe and endure on. And when we pair this with the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Compassion, the Queen of the Psychic, the Queen of the Emotional, we see something potent and powerful. Something within us that is willing to love at all cost. And this love, maybe it's turned to tough love, looking at the ways in which we play into situations and contemplating maybe a change within the self that you're willing to work on, even if it means addressing some of the ways that we've allowed ourselves to become disempowered or not the person that we wish to be. I'm going to take a look at the unconscious energy on the bottom of the deck. For our dimensional tarot, we have the Hierophant. So we have a higher calling here. Often in traditional love readings, this will represent marriage. So think of something that you are married to. This could be a relationship. This could be a cause. This could be something where you wish to uplift yourself and others in correlation to a higher goal, a higher cause. Often trying to make the world a better place than when you left it. Maybe there's a call here to bring into alignment yourself, your power, and those around you so that you can have the reach that you need to maybe make these changes. Maybe there's something you wish to do, but you can't due to constraints. And you desire this powerful thing, but in this desire, we're wrestling with, how do I achieve this as I am? But it's causing you to maybe question who you are, and I think those aspects of self can change. On the bottom of the deck for the moon energy, we have growth. So do not, and this journey, it can feel confusing, or and it can be very slow, so we don't see the growth that is happening. We don't push a garden to bloom, but yet when it blossoms, it is wonderful. We don't force nature. Nature moves at its own course. Healing takes its own time. And it can take time in order to wrestle with and understand these deeper aspects of self. We have our sacral chakra next with emotions. We have feelings, expression, moods, balance. Trying to step into a new emotional self can be challenging, especially if there have been things that have left you feeling disempowered. And now that you feel your power, maybe there's an aspect of self that really wishes to not seek revenge, but fix the situation in your mind. But you might come down harder than you intend to due to the pent-up emotion. So I think maybe just trying to keep an even hand, the Hierophant here, because what is most important? It's the growth. It's the change of the relationships and the dynamics so that we can achieve our higher selves, our higher power here. Under the unconscious spirit totem, we have Heron, patience. Create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently towards your purpose. Patience will bring you your rewards. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I hope this was beneficial for you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. My contact information and social media are below in the description box. If not, you can also check on the website. Thank you so much for joining me once again, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.